Create character. All right, here we go. We're creating our character. So we can either be standard or custom or creative. I feel like standard is what we should go with because standard would be like, you know, you've got hunger and food and whatever else so that you have to worry about, and also enemies killing you and other things like that. Custom, I don't know what that is. I haven't played the game yet, so I feel like playing standard would be a good opportunity, right? Kind of want to figure out how the game works before I decide to play how I want to. And then creative, no building costs, all buildings unlocked, no aggressive enemies, no survival upkeep. So I'm assuming survival upkeep is things like, you know, food, water, sleep. So I am curious about how this game is going to handle like sleeping. Some games have like punishments if you don't sleep. Some games don't. So yeah. So my character's name is Sakura Tsubasa. Surprising nobody. Type A or type B? We're going type B. Skin tone, we gotta go super pale. Steve, thank you so much for the 15 months. Thank you so much. All right, we got eyebrows. Oh, we got eyes and eyebrows. Okay, they're together. So I'm gonna go with some 4 over here. We don't have like a ton of options, it looks like. Hairstyle. Can I like back out a little bit so I can see the whole thing? No? Hang on, rotate. Okay. No, 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 no. I guess we're going with this one. I would really like it if there was more hairstyles in the future. Something with bangs would be great. Thumbs up. Something with long hair would be great. Thumbs up. I know long hair is difficult to work with because, you know, you have to worry about clipping and other things like that. But like, as someone with chronically long hair, I do like to have long hair. Facial hair, none. Hair color, white. This is for Ruby. Yo, thank you so much for the 55 consecutive watch streak. Real life has punishments if you don't sleep. That's fair. Also, welcome back, Scarth. Are you able to change the category for YouTube if you haven't already? I saw that Fog said something I can't, and I'm assuming that unless you were saying you can't because you've already done it. Fogs? I hear Ruby making noises in the background. Oh, because you already done. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't 100% sure, but like, yeah. So you always pick one shade darker than your actual like hair color for eyebrows. Because normally if they're the same color, then it looks weird. All right, confirm. What is this? Oh, that's me. Okay. So, we're delighted to have you on this journey with us. Pardon our dust. The project is in early access, so you may encounter bugs or issues during your time in game. Balancing and content is not yet final. We want to hear from you. We have a range of social channels, including our Discord, where we'll be using community feedback to inform the future roadmap of the game. Sorry, I keep hearing what Ruby's like moving her paw on the little mat thing that I have here, which is like hard rubber. So she keeps scratching it with her claws. We're always on the lookout for feedback, so stay tuned for more updates. Until then, have fun. Okay, so Saku using more free keys. Nice. Yo, have a good night, Johnny. I'm yeah, I got this from the developers, the publisher, Jagex. They sent me a key for this a while ago, and I wanted to try it out then, but there was so much going on at the time that this came out that I didn't have the opportunity to play it. And so there's a sale going on with the spring, the Steam spring sale, and this game is on sale right now on Steam. So I was like, you know what? I might as well give it a try. I know there's a few other people that are interested in it. So yeah, I'm going to set the video. Is there brightness? Okay, we can turn the brightness down like a little bit. There we go. Perfect. All right, so let's begin. You can also see the roadmap. This is, you know, where we're at in March here. There's a major update at the end of March, I believe. So, new armor tier, dedicated servers is one of the big ones coming. That's like one that people have been asking for a while. And so this is supposed to be happening at the end of March. All right, create my first world. I'm playing offline. You can play online, but it required me to like log into, I don't know if it was EA servers or Epic Games or whatever, some sort of, there was something I needed to log into if I wanted to do this online, and I just couldn't be bothered right now to do that. So I'm gonna play solo in this one. And I'm already, I thought I had already selected world name. All right, chat, what are we naming it? Fun fact, my eyebrows used to be lighter than my natural hair until I started going gray. Maple World. Saku Solo Adventure, The Maple Kingdom, Blossomia, Rubyland. Ooh, there's a lot of good names here. You know what? I think I do like Blossomia. Why rule? I'm gonna pick that one. Oh man, my graphics card fans just like came to life.
A brave few answered, and the expedition set sail. Among them, an elite band of explorers, some of Gillinor's finest. They were bound for uncharted waters in pursuit of a legend. Ashenfall. Had only they known the danger. Dragons.
Uh-oh. Dragons?
Death descended from the skies. Blades were drawn and spells cast, but the dragons rained ruin.
Oh, so that means that's how we lost all our stuff getting here.
Vanished into the wild. They adapted, endured, wielded magic, sharp as steel, wits keen as arrows, always searching for a way to call for aid. And at last, they found it. The heroes are on their way, and the dragons, they'll never see it coming.
Uh-oh. I'm a hero? I feel very naked for a hero. Oh, unless you're a hero. Wait, did I get summoned here? Did the hero summon me here? Hang on a minute. Oh, thank you, Ruby. You just burped into my microphone. I need a hero. You can hear the game, right? Is it okay volume? Like right now there's nothing going on, so there's no sound. But you can probably hear my mouse or my keyboard more than the game. It's really quiet for me. Purpose to thank you for the snack earlier, yeah. You don't hear the game? Did you hear the game during the intro? Yeah? Was the intro quiet? Or was it just this that's quiet? It was a little low? Okay. I'll turn it up. Speak to the wise old man in the temple. His eyes are glowing. A little interestingly. He's got big glowing eyes over there. Do you see? I can see the eyes before I see anything else. Okay, I need to hit this. What? You can't tell me that I can't block or hit boxes. Oh, that's a back step. I figured that was be crouch. How do I crouch? Is this sprint? No. Oh, that is sprint. Okay. Sprint. Evade. Okay, target lock. Look at his eyes! Was that glasses? Okay, that's glasses, that's why. Ah! Reflective glasses! Who wears glasses? Only wise people wear glasses. Right, because I'm wise. Yes, that was the meme. Hi, wise old man. How do we know that you're wise, though? Because you wear glasses. Smart. This is why I'm wise. This is why I wear glasses. Because I'm wise. Welcome to Ashenfall. Sorry about the mess. Had a bit of a dragon problem. That's why we've called for you. You've come at a great time. Heroic opportunities await. This long-forgotten place is just screaming to be explored. But before all that, how about we take you through some survival basics? Absolutely not. Fair enough. I do like someone that can show initiative. Thank you. But not here. Come find me at Bramblemead Village, and we'll get you started. Yay! We are allowed to skip the tutorial! I was trying to see if I could... Oh, you do have eyes through here that we can see. It's just the light is reflecting directly. I'm not gonna punch him. I probably can't punch a chicken. Oh my god! Where was that? I want one. Can I have a dragon for a pet, please? I would like the dragon, please. What if we don't kill the dragons? What if we just tame them, and they become our pets. Also, hang on a minute. You guys are the heroes, and yet I'm coming out here to defeat the dragons. Knock his goofy hat off his head. Can we at least light him on fire then? I don't think we can pick up the fire. Do you... Oh, I can collect the logs. Will you get mad at me for taking your logs? Gathering resources and crafting items. That's the basics of survival in this place. Seek out new resources to discover recipes. Who are you? Me? I'm Doric. I'm just a stupid old blacksmith who got swept up by tales of adventure, trying to win back me glory days. Left my son behind. This is a little jarring. Did it say me glory days or did it say my glory days? Did I read that wrong? Did I read that wrong? Now I'm second guessing myself because he goes from saying me glory days to left my son. He has an accent. Then why doesn't he say left me son behind to watch the shop? Good lad, gonna do good things. Hope he's not too worried about his dad. Still, no point lollygagging around. I'll catch my breath and then explore these lands. Who knows, might find something. He forgot he had an accent. Sometimes accents are certain letter pairings. That's fair, yeah. There's that dog hair that has been on my face the whole time, like right on my lips. Can you tell me about Ashenfall? It's a wild place this, beasties everywhere, and no civilization in sight. Just the remnants, ghosts of the past. But you see that great tower off in the distance? That's Dragon Kiln, that is. Means there's probably stuff worth finding about this place. There's a tower? Oh! Ooh! Also, there's smoke? Whoa! Whoa, what are you? What are you? Oh! 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 Oh my god! Get off me! I can't see, there's a tree in my way. I was not expecting to be attacked by animals. I'm gonna attack first. All right, we're just gonna collect all the logs. Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, look. It's horsies. No, let me ride you, come back. Come back here. I have stamina for days. Excuse me. Just a tiny ride. Oh no. It's too fast. It's okay. I've got my stamina back. Don't worry. Haha. You're turning around. Right on. I'm catching up. Because I'm fast. Oh, wait, there's more. Oh my god, these guys. Let's go. Aha. There's a wall in the way. No. No, no, no. 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 Oh, yes. Yes. No, that's stones. No, I thought I got to ride. That's so fair. Come back here. No. I thought that I had the opportunity to ride it. I saw the E pop up as I was running next to it. And yeah. It was, oh, they're coming back. They turn around! No! Okay, what do I need to do with you? I wasn't paying attention. There was a pop-up that came up. Maybe I hit the rocks. E? Control. B. We can build a crafting table and a bed. Oh, we can build a campfire too. Where should we live? Build protection totem. Prevents other players from building anything within sphere of influence. I have a blanket because it's cold and I did not want to roll over it, so I was moving it. Decorations. We can make a windtumber tree. Oh, it's Christmas! Oh my god! Whoa, no. I can make a tree. Oh my god, I can make a Christmas tree. I'm getting distracted. There was something I could do with this. Oh. I see. I need a pickaxe. Okay, I probably need a crafting table. So let's do that, okay? First thing we're doing is we're building a crafting table. Okay, because we need some tools. I hope I can pick this up eventually. Okay, let's craft some tools. Like, oh, look, we got new structures. We can build stairs. And all these other things. Wow, we need way more stuff. Okay, can we pick this up? How do we pick this up? We cannot pick this up. Do I want to know what the pop-up said? Yeah, probably would be a good idea. Ooh, graves. There's some rocks here. E. Oh, we're getting experience. I wonder if there's going to be things that come out of the graves. Runes are crafted using rune essence, which can be mined at rune geysers all over the land. Hey, Seth! How's it going? Wonder if I can hold E. I want the dragon. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I probably need food. Oh my god. I got red berries. And more red berries. I need more logs. Ooh, these look like not gatherable. It looks like it might be getting dark. And I haven't exactly been, you know, making it a safe place for us to live. Can I punch a tree? I can punch a tree. It does not do anything. But, ooh, we've got some skills. Let's take a look. Defeat enemies with melee weapons to level up the skill. What is this? Oh, this just tells me... Oh, hey! You can now perform an overhead chop, which deals greater damage against fallen logs, but very difficult or little. Okay, I see. So we have skills. Spells. Oh my god, we can do magic? There's ranged and mining. Okay. We probably should figure out where we're gonna live. Where do you think we should live, chat? Your throat feels dry. You could use with a drink of water. Okay, we'll just go to the lake. Collect water. Dirty water, my favorite. Yum. Okay, excuse me. How do I drink? Perfect. All right, we're a little slow, apparently. But we're not dying of thirst. So I wonder what happens if we, if that bar fills up. I'm sure it'll be fine. See, our health goes down, but our water goes up. So now we eat. Can we eat the red berries? Here we go. Eat these. So now we have food. Although, I think I might need to deal with food. I'm sure Soul Scourge is nothing to worry about. I mean, we lost a bit of health, but look, we're getting it back, so it's not really a big deal. I'm hearing some sort of animal. I'm pretty sure I'm hearing some sort of animal. I wonder if yeah, I probably should worry about shelter. Ooh, what's this? Is this magic book? Lore! What am I hearing? I sometimes find my thoughts wandering to home. I've been here for years, yet my heart will never belong here. It's odd to long for a war-torn realm, a world where armies are constantly on the move, and the threat of death greets you with a familiar smile each morning like a bosom companion. That's home. War. A war raging for thousands of years. A war between the very gods themselves. A scale of destruction that must have been unthinkable before, yet this is the only life I have known. We've brought some of that war with us, of course. The High Priest and local lord have brokered an alliance of swords with Bandos goblins, horrible little creatures who want nothing but the thrill of slaughter. There is a shared enemy between us, and we've agreed to wipe them out. The Garu and their blasphemous goddess have overstayed their welcome. We were here first, and we've no desire to share. Bandos wants revenge for some slight or other by the goddess. We want to regain what is rightfully ours, so we'll work together and we'll wipe these monsters out. There can be no peace with animals. Wow! What do you mean you were here first? You guys literally landed here, like... I feel like you were not here first. I'm just gonna keep on picking up wood. I need food. Or I'm going to die. But also it's getting dark. And I'm a little concerned. But also, wow, look at the stars! I keep hearing animals, but I'm not seeing animals, which makes... Oops. I just uprooted a tree. I do want to know if I can fall off the edge. Bad decisions? I can't believe that. I was killed by bad decisions. Sadness. I may have lost all my items. He's so good. Well, now we know. We may have lost everything, but it's fine. We'll just go collect more. The real question is, where I died, does it actually count? Can I just hold E? Does that count? No, I have to spam the E button. I really wish that I did not have such a loud keyboard. My next investment was going to be a keyboard, and then my hard drive died. Rude! I got critical hit by a rat! Excuse me! Alright, we got animal scraps and other things. I just want to see if my items are hanging out on the ledge or not. I'm gonna go with... Oh, maybe this is my stuff. Yeah! There we go. Look at that, we got it all. Are these fairies? Can I take some of these fairies with me? Are you a fairy? Oh, are you bugs? Ah! Bugs! I didn't agree with bugs. I need more food. I'm gonna starve to death. Oh, it's sunny now. See, I'm getting my health up and whatnot. I'm gonna level up my, what's it called? I'm scared because I don't know where Ruby is and I don't want to like, I need to like lean back slightly, but also I don't want to heck over Ruby by rolling over her tail or something. All right, let's go back to our crafting table. We gotta make a bed and a few other things. Probably would have not lost as much food if I hadn't been running after the deer. Golden retrievers are definitely good at laying directly in the way. And we're gonna craft a pickaxe. And we're gonna craft a regular axe. And we're gonna craft a club. We already have these. But we can have a headpiece that gives us stealth speed. And a few other things. Pioneer scarf. Okay. And we could have a shield, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna use it. So Pioneer scarf. I mean, you might, maybe, oh, maybe this is the shield slot? I can't tell. Is that belt or pants or, yeah. You've also played this game? Oh, really? Repair? Oh, I didn't realize that you had to repair your gear. Uh-oh. Science will come at a cost. A cape? Okay. Wait, does that mean we... Oh, yeah! Look at that! My stomach growls. You could do with a snack. I can't do with a snack because I don't. What did I just do? Oh, there we go. I swapped it. Okay. Eat. I'm trying to eat, but like there's not enough food. I'm gonna starve. Can I take this with me? No? I'll just leave it behind? Oh man, I'm gonna have 10,000 crafting tables. Well, maybe it's the build menu. B? Can we build by moving? No? Okay. Alright, my first suggestion. Allow me to pick up stuff. Yes, we got berries. Oh man. I'm gonna not drown, but the other thing. Dehydrate. Okay. So we have a problem, and that problem is that we will die from, it's so bright. Oh my god. Hang on. I need to change the settings here, because this is definitely bright. Alright, we have skills. If something keeps popping up here. Oh, ash log. Oh, nice. You can now perform an overhead chop. Use with... Ah. I just keep finding more and more wood. I mean, I don't really need any of that. What I need is food. What am I hearing? Oh, those are big rats. That was not the... You know, honestly... Can I get chicken? Do you have eggs? Okay, I just wanted to know. I got some raw bird meat. Cause I'm hungry, okay? I'm desperate. I also wanted to make sure the chickens wouldn't attack me. If I attacked them. Is this a chest? No. Bloodstained journal. As I write this, the villagers die around me. There's something that sounds like it's about to murder me off to the right-hand side of me. I cower beneath broken timber, hoping they do not hear the scratching of my quill against the page. I use my own blood as ink, like some infernal contract, but no matter how much I write... Ah! Yeah. Go away. Okay, I was trying to read this. No matter how much I write prayers for salvation, no one hears my plea. It was the beasts, the Garu, who came for us, and they were not alone. I had thought them eradicated. The alliance with the war god and his foul-smelling minions was so we could wipe out their moon goddess and cleanse the forests of their filth. We were so assured of our victory, and we were so close to success. But now their moon goddess rides atop a scaled nightmare, flames for breath and swords for fangs. Oh, this must be like prior. These journals are from like the lore of the world before we landed here. So like these people were all wiped out. Beside her came two creatures I had never seen before, scaled, winged, wicked like the great beast the goddess rode. Around one was a halo of fire, and the other was rimmed with frost, scribbling a tally of our deaths in its journal. They burned the city to the ground, murdered the Lord and his knights. We scattered into the woods, doomed. Saradomin, where are you? I'm pretty sure that smashing a chicken with a club is not the optimal way of egg gathering. See, I don't see any eggs though. I need to come back here, please. I need food. I'm so hungry. Wait, are you attacking me? Wait, you made me lose the deer! Oh my god, chicken, why? This is Runescape. Yes, Runescape Dragonwilds. Are you still mad at me, chicken? Oh, more lore. Old Vanika's an old chap. Loyal to a fault, but not one to show affection. I still remember how he trained me, instilling me with a hatred for him that pushed me right past the pain. He was merciless. He was relentless. His training made me ache every day, so I took months of resentment and balled them into a fist, and with all my loathing, rammed it right into his face. He was so proud. So proud that I punched him, so pleased with me for bruising his jaw, because that was the first time I had walked on my new leg without having to think through every painful motion. He had given me something else to turn my loathing on. That wasn't myself. That lummox took a broken child ready to give up on the world and turned him into a warrior. He's a good man, Vanica, even if he won't always admit it. So of course I said I'd join him on his new adventure. I feel like there's more than just a curiosity here for him. Something deeper, something hidden, a pain behind the eyes. So, yeah, I'll help him find what he's looking for. That's what a good friend does. Oh, I'm dying. I probably should deal with that. How do I not die? Okay, so we have food situated. Probably should deal with water. It probably covered not dying in the tutorial. I know I could do with a snack. I've just got snacks. But I also need to not die of water stuff. So just, I think we can have just a little bit of poison. I'm pretty sure we're okay with just a little bit of poison. And now we have food. So, slight poison. Are you the horsey that I punched in the face? Because if so, I just need one more punch. I need more berries. They're all I've got to eat right now. I'm still looking for a place to build. I can build a house here, but it's too close to that. But also, I don't really know. I probably should be building a house by water, to be honest. It seems like this is going to be a common problem. Me dying of thirst and hunger. There's chickens over here. I want, like, it's possible that there are kind of similar Sorin to the ones from Majora's Mask because, like, you know, there's a lot of things that take inspiration from other things. Oh my god. Why is a chicken mad at me? Excuse me. Bramblemead Valley. Hang on, I need to get some... Okay, calm down, chickens. I'm not here for anything. I'm just looking around. Flax. I need some flax. Cut me some flax. Cabbage. Oh my god, I got random cabbage. Cabbage is a material. Recipes. Oh, fried cabbage. Oh man. Wait, clean water. Crafted at a campfire. Oh, okay, we're building a house. I feel like this is a place to build a house. Because it's next to, right? We could probably, we're with the chickens, right? The chickens are here. We've got flax and we might be able to, we got water. Yeah, here, we'll build a house right here. Hopefully you don't get mad at me for taking this. Maybe this is why you got mad. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they got mad the first time or the second time. I mean, it could be the fact that I had punched one in the face, but I'm not sure. Maybe I'm getting too close to them. Oh my god, who's that? I got a goblin pack? Potato? Uh-oh. Okay, but yeah, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna figure out how to build. We gotta build walls. Okay, can we fix this place? I would like to fix this place. I would really like to rebuild these houses. It would be fantastic. Basic snapping. Oh. Okay. I will do my best. I feel like this is a little cute place, right? But also, okay, we gotta build a floor first. Should I have a house off of the ground? Because we could have a basic foundation. See, no, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll have basic floor. Oh, it's changing the land. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to pick up rocks and all I'm picking up is water, which is fine because I need some anyways, but also I'm gonna, you know, continue to get poisoned. Just a little bit of poison water, it's fine. Okay. How about we axe? 5? There we go. Okay, I'm not very good. I'm not a very good lumberjack. Can I get rid of this? Oh. Oh. Well, this is interesting. Oh. So we have to chop it into bits and then chop it up a bunch. I'm dying of hunger again. Why am I always hungry? I wonder if the food can also be poisoned. Okay. We'll build a little fire. Are you gonna punch me? Are you nice? Or are you not nice? Ooh. You'll need to find some way to understand what they're saying. Okay. Can I build a campfire? Oh. Here we go. Raw food is rarely edible. What do you mean rarely edible? It'll be fine. All right, we can put in a potato, but I don't know if I can turn stuff into like food. We can make chicken. Processing, come back later. Oh, this I did not agree with. Oh God, we're dying of thirst again. Where'd the food go? Where's water? Oh, we need fuel. No. Okay. There you go. Wait, I only had 2 water? Oh, that's no good. Wait, is it falling on the ground? All right, is this now? Oh, that's so much more water. Okay, let's try not to die. We gotta put our chicken on the menu here. I know, it's probably not very nice of me to eat chicken directly in front of you. I didn't really intend for this. But I was really hungry. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go back to building stuff. Look at that, we're so skillful. Ah, man, now we got bigger squares. Darn it. Listen, chickens, we're gonna need to come up with a way for me to get food besides eating you, okay? Because right now I have a need, and that need is for chicken in my tummy. Egg! Oh! What? We got egg! Oh my God, egg! When did I get egg? Okay, you know what? Fine. We are good without egg. Or we're good without chicken. We got egg now. Oh man. Plains Raider, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you so much for the 10 months. Why are you so huffy and puffy? Is it because this is my house and you want in my house? No. How are you doing, Plains? Oh yeah, I don't have wood. Unstable? Why am I always unstable? I have disagreements. You know what? I really hope there's water, and I hope there's big monstrous creatures inside the water. How are you doing? I'm hungry. Both in-game and IRL. Here we go. Oh my god, Juvie! Thank you so much for the 4 months! Hey, come back here! Wait, did that just disappear? You know, it is really hard, apparently, to get this wood to not, like, roll away. If you have IRL foods, technically, yes, a little bit. Look at my muscle. You cannot safely yawn as tiredness hits you. What? I'm tired. Spells require runes to cast them. Ah, is that why it's called Runescape? That's clever. Okay, we need to build a bed. We'll build a bed by the campfire. Okay. Sure. Oh my god! I'm trying to build my house. You're the one here. Excuse me. Listen, chicken, you are lucky right now. You're gonna have a bad time if you keep this up. Go away! What you gonna do? You gonna come in the water? It's in the water! It's in the water! It's in the water! It's coming! It's coming! It's coming! I'm just hungry. Okay, we've got that. Goodness. That better be a good enough roof. that I can't move the bed. Filling me with all sorts of confidence. Hey, Juvie, how are you doing? Thank you so much for the 4 months. Okay, now we got bed, okay? Look at that, bed, and we... There, we have water. I need egg. I don't know how to look for egg. We got berries. Back to living off berries again. Potatoes, potatoes. Berries. Flax. See, I really wish that I had something that, allows me... Hang on, we got, I really want these. I know that I shouldn't be collecting them because they make me more tired. Oh, man. Come here, dear! No! I need food! Come back here. Come back here, dear! Chicken, I really need you to be over with the rest of the chickens. Also, the chickens are escaping. I kind of want to put them all in a box. But I don't know how, because I don't know that I have a chicken. But look at how many chickens there are in the wild. Oh, the heck. Giant rat! Oh, raw rat meat. Okay, well, now we have food. My throat feels dry again. My throat always feels dry. I'm just constantly thirsty. Look at all those chickens. Lay an egg, please. I'm hungry. And I would like not to eat you. I could eat you if you would like, but I feel like you would not like that. So, hello? Excuse me? What are you doing at my house? How dare? Okay. Also, the game said my house was unstable. And also, that's rude. Why will it not let me build it there? You mean unstable? Because there's nothing underneath it? Is that why? Oh yeah, that's right. I was making food and I forgot. I was making food. Story of my life. Potato seeds and red berry seeds. We're getting those out of their feathers. Got teeth. Didn't I make food? What happened to my food? Oh, they're rat roasts now. There we go. Mmm. Yum. I guess that's gonna be my food for now. It's rat roasts. If anybody sees any rats, you let me know, because I'm gonna make sure that we are the professional rat roaster. And also, to be fair, I didn't explode the chicken in A Link to the Past. I'll have you know, I just ensured its proper embeddedment into the wall. I want to make a window, but I don't see windows. Oh, never mind. I lied. I'm not sure why. Why we can't put this here? I'm assuming that it has something to do with the ground. Can I like put some, oh gosh, foundation? How do we foundation here? Is that good enough? Now are you stable? I'm assuming that it's now stable and we can build stuff on it. Yes, okay. Aha! Look at me being a professional. Am I out of wood? Okay. Is the end result that the chicken becomes one with the wall? Yes. I wonder what happens if the tree falls on a chicken. See, if a tree falls on a chicken and nobody witnesses it, did it really happen? The chicken witnesses. Come back here, piece of wood! Listen, if you come towards me, chicken, and then you complain about it, I'm gonna be grumpy. I don't actually know what that saying is even from. I just know that there is a saying about if a tree falls in a forest or something like that. Did it really make it sound? Something like that, yeah. See, I worry about this a little bit because it feels like that there's a possibility that my house could be attacked. Also, there's a chicken in here now. Listen, okay. You know what? I've let you live here long enough. Chicken, I'm sorry, but oh, the way to get eggs is by killing the chicken? Well, well, well. I see. Thank goodness we finally have a bed. You're cozy near your base and bed. Okay. That seems wildly inefficient. Are we talking about the, yeah. All right, I have a door. I would like to make one simple door. Look at my roof. Protects me and my bed from harm. Is your name a reference to something? Sakura means cherry blossom. It is a reference to my favorite flower. What do you mean I can't put this here? Oh, because I don't have enough materials? Can we have some torches? Okay, let's go and get more wood. Also, welcome in, Pony. And Tsubasa is wings. So it literally means cherry blossom wings. Oh my god. I would like to stop chasing after the wood, please. So the good thing is the closer we are to the end here, that means that we'll just chop off this piece. And as we're chopping off this piece, then yeah, I'm a little concerned with it rolling away. Totally not murdering today. It's very dark. Also, how's it going, Spock? It's very dark. I have concern. What if I put lights down and people, by people I mean those like mean things over there, know that I'm here? I want to have windows, but I want to be able to see through the windows. I hope that the animals can't get through. I wonder if, like, square tile can be used up there. Yeah, look at that. Now we need a light. Thank goodness. So the more that we build, the better building items we get, I'm assuming. I'm just making sure that the place is well lit. Oh, heck. I need more materials. I hope that... this won't burn the house down. I'm not confident that it won't, though. No, I need more materials. Hopefully, oh my god. Did you just see? Did you just see how I fell asleep? Avoid exhaustion by getting a good night's sleep. If you're too tired, you'll find exploring much more difficult. Exploring? We're gonna be able to explore? Thought it was just base building. What do you mean medium wall? This looks like... oh, what? How is that medium wall? Small wall? Oh, because this is regular wall. Ah, okay, well, we need wood, as usual. We could just go around foraging wood. See, there's all these little guys, but they're not... oh my god, did that cow just like phase into existence? But like... oh man. I really hope that like animals are something that you are able to put into a hello? A pen? And not have to kill. Oh my god. Are you thinking about Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, Pony? Or are you thinking about... there's a bunch of other... like Cardcaptor Sakura is another one. Or people say that my name reminds them of Naruto. What other ones? There's also like some sort of... sports one? People have said. Captain Tsubasa. Yeah. What are you the captain of? The Starship Enterprise. Yep. Look at how I fall asleep. It's raining. You wish you could fall asleep that easy? I'm gonna put some rat meat in there. I want to make potato. I want to plant potatoes. I want to farm. I see that we have potato seeds. Bryn Moor plots. Okay. Ooh, okay. I need to go punch some rats. And maybe also, yeah. Is there any... Oh, there's one right there. Are you a rat? I can't tell. I think so, yes. I'm out of stamina. Rude. That thing had... Ooh. Oh, that was a hit. Getting my stamina back. I hope I got some animal stuff. It doesn't look like I'm getting... Okay, nice. I got some level up, level 8. Okay, I really hope... Yes, I got some raw rat meat. So I think I'm at 3. Tsubasa is the one I'm thinking of. Oh, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles. I have seen that. I do like that show. I do like the anime. I wish they finished it. I know that it's based off of a manga. My stomach is getting hungry. I keep getting goblin packs. You see something glinting in the bucket. Reaching into the cold water, you pull out a strange-looking amulet that's even colder to the touch. I got... Oh, I can talk to ghosts now. But it's not nighttime. Ooh. Look at me, I'm finding questy stuff. I'm a little strong for these guys. Oh, a chest! Oh my god. All the things. I want all the things. Can I take the chest? Sakura reminds me of cherry blossom trees. Yeah. That is the ideal, that is what I based it off of, yes. Based my name off of, yes. My favorite flower, cherry blossoms. All right, so now we're dying of thirst and hunger as usual. But we have more raw rat meat. So we have a plan for wooden bin piles. Wait, now we have a threadbare grain sack, an odd bundle of scratchy sackcloth. It's unsettling to hold. Still, maybe you could learn something from it? Study? A bag of noggin? What? Burnt? Why is it burnt? I don't understand. Okay, well, I guess. Okay, we should probably build a crafting bench again. So, crafting table, we'll just place it right here. What are we crafting? We're crafting... ooh, nice. We can build an upgraded head item. Oh, wait, that's what we got from that enemy. Are we gonna seriously put this on our... I hope this doesn't show up on our character. But I have a sneaking suspicion that it will. I've got a paper bag on my head. I prefer the manga over the anime, but good luck getting your hands on it. I saw that a long time ago that they had omnibuses, but I don't know if they still do or not. I've now learned a wooden bin pile. Woo! Rune essence. Oh my god, we can just open these? And I got weed seeds. All right, can I build a hoe? Just a pickaxe or an axe or a torch. I probably should repair my stuff, but I'm not sure. It's been raining for a long time. I don't want to, I don't want to startle this cow. I don't want to kill the cow. Whoa, cow, did you just make it nighttime? Magic cow. There's rocks on the ground. See, but I want more cows, but I'm worried that the cows are, yeah. I'm worried that the cows... Ooh, ooh. Oh, hey! You're here! I'm worried that the cows won't respawn. And I want them to be able to breed. Ask about the Dragon Slayer quest.
Oh, yes. Hello.
Good, you've got the basics under your belt, but now the guide ropes are off. You know, the guide ropes have been off since the beginning because I turned the tutorial off. Taking down a dragon won't be easy, but you've got the skills you need to do it. Well, almost. We need to start thinking long-term. Bramblemead Village is an excellent place for an outpost, even if it's a little overrun with goblins right now. We should build our new base of operations here. By we, I mean you. Bad back. Oh, of course. Doesn't need to be fancy, though style is always worth pursuing, but it needs to be functional. Make a shelter, some foundation, walls, and a roof. Then build and claim a bed in it. You can go bigger, of course, like your inner architect run wild, but a bed's the bare minimum we need to get started. Go on, hop to it, get... Okay, but I've already done it. I'm assuming, yeah, quest completed. There we go. Oh, wait, hang on. Is it going to tell me that this quest is completed now? Because I've already done it. Tell me more about the dragons. Well, my comrades and I set foot in Ashenfall. We thought it would be paradise. Lush green fields, tall and resilient trees, a world unsullied. But then dragons happened. They swooped down from the skies and decimated the landing party. Whole teams of people just gone. Just like that. Queen Kuldra bids you welcome, they laughed as our comrades drew their final breath. So here's the deal. I need you to kill them all. Show these dragons and their queen that we're not just gonna roll over and die. We fight back, and we fight back hard. Anything else I can help you with? How about you tell me about the queen? I know very little about this Kuldra character, except that Velgar pledged his loyalty to her. From what I can gather, she's something like royalty to the dragons here. Never a good sign. She's spoken of with the devotion due a deity rather than the reverence commanded by a monarch. I don't like that. Not one itty little bit. Anything else I can help you with? Nope, I guess not. Is there fall damage? Nope. I looked it up. They do. And they're actually pretty cheap, so never mind. That good luck I said earlier. Yeah, I had seen one somewhere a while ago. Why does that bush look like it's moving? Oh. All the trees are moving. Okay, but I'm looking in the distance. There's a little there's a fiery looking thing. I need wood. I'm always gonna need wood. Feral cows are scary. I feel like that's like all feral animals. This wood just like rolling very slowly away from me. What do you mean I'm being hunted? I'm a goof. I'm in danger. Go away. I'm hungry. And there's a guy over there, so I'll just eat in the meantime. Can I get some health back, please? A wooden bin? Yeah, let's learn that. Must have been the wind. Excuse me, I was in the middle of doing stuff. I wonder if I was being hunted because I was seen by these guys chopping wood. All I care about is I just want to level up and grab some wood so I can do some more crafting. Your character is always hungry? Yeah, it's because I'm away from my base. And I don't do a very good job of eating when I'm supposed to. So basically like IRL. My stomach could do with a snack. It sure could. Hi, are you the ghost looking for this thing? I never liked goblins, even though Xanax said they deserved our pity more than hate. She was wrong, of course. They killed me, so I should hate them. I came to rebuild a farmstead. Now it'll serve as nothing but compost. Gran would be so upset with me. Remember me, adventurer. Help my spirit rest. Warren was my name. Don't let it be forgotten. Choking on swamp gas, ruined timber, moldy and splintered, sinking moment by moment into bitter, bleak mud. Find the name of the buried, set them free. There's a grave somewhere, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get some more water. See, I feel like it might be... Yeah, so my water is okay. If you light my house on fire, I swear to gosh, I'm gonna be so grumpy. All right, we have some water. So we'll put the water in here. We'll cook it. I wonder if it's like, because it's being thrown over here, if it's like too close and that's why it's burning. Excuse me? You can't just, like, light the stuff on fire around me. So, like, my food and water right now are not gonna really go down because I'm here next to my bed. It makes me all nice and cozy. But, yeah. Can I just, like, craft dried berries? Sustenance 15? Oh, wow, yeah. That's much better. See, those are not burnt. I wonder if it's just random chance that they get burnt or what happens, or yeah. All right, so we have barrel pile. We can learn that. So I'm assuming we just get plans from enemies. And we have Tomb of Rune Crafting, a book filled with knowledge about how to bind Amina with rune essence, awarding a small amount of rune crafting experience. Sure, we'll grab it. I feel like pickaxe and regular axe should go there. Food and water. I don't really think that we need seeds there. We still have egg. I would like to build a chest. See, now I should be better because I'm gonna be able to eat and fill up my food faster. There we go. See, now my food is full. So now that my food is full, yo, have a good night, Thorin. Oh my gosh, see, that one was burnt. I guess it's just a random chance that you just get a burnt one. Okay. I don't really know what else we can craft from here. So we have a fletching bench that needs coarse thread and a rune altar as well. A spinning wheel. Ah, here we go. So we put the, we put a chest here. Actually, you know, we could probably build a little attic. Right? Like if we build that and then we put a staircase. I mean, it's right in front of the window, but whatever. Maybe we do like, see, that's too much. Whatever. Can have some storage or something up here. I'm not sure what we're gonna do up here, but something at least. Burn chance is probably based on your cooking level if it's anything like normal RuneScape. I've actually never played normal RuneScape. So I know absolutely nothing about it except for what's from this game. But I really do love survival crafting games. So I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, right up my alley. I feel like a rune altar should not be inside. Oh my god. We can place this outside. We can craft things here. Like we can do air runes. And astral runes. Ooh, astral runes sounds like nighttime and yeah. Stars. So this is my base. Nice and cozy. What else we got? A fletching bench. Needs coarse thread. Spinning wheel. We can craft. I feel like a spinning wheel should go inside. What can we spin? Flax. Oh! Yo! I only see one star and her name is Saku. Aw, you're a sweetheart. See a fletching table. Farming! Oh my god! I don't know what we just unlocked. Oh my gosh, ash chest, bolt of coarse thread, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, short bows. Oh, robes. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. Farming, 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 farming. Oh! Oh my god! It's the dragon! Ooh, I want to go catch the dragon. Spade required. Oh heck, I don't have a spade. You think I could take on the dragon totally? I think I could take on the dragon. I agree. I need ash logs. Am I out of logs already? Oh, shoot, I am. Level up. Look at all my skills. Oh, I'm just cruising. See, I'm a little concerned because I feel like there's a lot more enemies here than there was before. And I'm not sure if that's the case or if I'm losing my mind. That bag on your head makes you invincible because of how fashionable it is. I feel like nothing is attacking me, though. I'm supposed to come back here. Good, you've built a shelter. I mean, it could do with some work. We're gonna be here a while. Have you considered decor at all? Yes, I considered it, and it then promptly unconsidered it. Maybe some better lighting, curtains, a single potted plant. No, you're right. It's not important. Why live it up when there's so much squalor to enjoy? Anyway, look, we're set up here, but there's one of our number missing. Young Kathan, an adventurer in training who came along with us. He disappeared after we got the lodestone working, vanished before you arrived. I'd like to track him down. To do that, I need to cast a locator spell, okay? Oh, you're missing... Oh, wait, antlers? Okay. Hunt a deer and bring antlers to the old man. Okay. I feel like this is going to go tremendously badly. I was about to say, did you really just get stumped by a fence? Okay. There's so many cows and stuff here. Ah, you missed! Look at that, I'm a gamer. Although I'm lost. Oh, here we go. Cast spells with Q. Astral projection. I understand where the goblin is coming from. If a fence was slightly in my way, I might consider giving up the chase too. Tempest shield. Yeah, I knew you would like it. Oh, this guy leveled up. Excuse me. Oh dear. Come back here. I need your antlers. Okay, fine. You know what? I didn't want your antlers anyways. I still need... Oh, gosh. A battle... Ooh, a battle staff. Magic armor, apprentice robe. Okay. Thank goodness I'm gonna have better hats and stuff. I'm running out of space in my inventory though. So I'm starting to feel like it might be a good idea to, yeah. We should read this book. Level up my building skill. Wait, did I just level up? Okay. Interesting. The video at the top is telling me that I just unlocked the Eye of Oculus. So I had to level up my building skills in order to unlock the ability to, like, see around a building and craft, which I think is really funny. I need wood. Badly. Almost broken. It's not almost broken. I can see the thingy. Durability. Okay, now it's almost broken. Oh my god, get back here! This game is rude. See, the dragon that flew by, we had seen earlier. So I'm wondering if it's the same dragon, like that it cycles through and we'll just like perpetually see it kind of going through. You know, these logs rolling around, making it really difficult to collect wood all the time. We got the raw roast. Red berries. We should probably craft another, or actually, no, we should probably repair our axe. And our, whatever this is. Stone club. What? More burnt berries. I'm sad. All right, so we could build a battle mage staff, which is pretty cool, but I'm more interested in having better armor. But now we don't have enough rune essence. So can we craft rune essence here? No. Well, at least we have the better hat. Out of all the things I could have crafted, thank goodness I crafted the hat first. My power level can be viewed in my inventory. The higher my power level, the better my chances of survival is. Yeah, especially when the power level for this area is going up. I need to craft a weapon. Here's a spade. And a watering can. I wonder if I can use dirty water for the food. Or if I have to have... Yeah. We'll see. Where is the spade? There was a thing for fill watering can. F? Okay. Ah, we have to get rid of all the green stuff. Weeds. Seed required. Oh. What do you mean plot has to be empty? Okay, okay. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna take out, make sure I'm clearing the right one. Because the last thing I want to do is clear out one that I just planted. Okay. Now that we have space, We'll take and water our plants. Interesting. I wonder how the planting works. That did exactly what I needed. I wonder if like this will slowly... Yeah, I think you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, I wonder if that will slowly... Yeah. Like that the waterness of them will go down or not. That was what I was looking for. Fill the watering can. I feel like I picked these up already. So I'm glad that these will continue to... It looks like these will continue to grow. Because I'm pretty sure that there's now... Oh, those might be rats. Never mind. Yeah. Okay, let's pickaxe this. I leveled up. Don't know what level that is. Level 5 for what? I have no idea. I am quite What is going on? Something just broke? Look it, if I run through the plants, they glow. All right, so we have ourselves... Oh, we don't have enough coarse thread, but we have more flax now. So I wonder how many it takes to weave. I don't think it... Oh, yeah, it's just 1 to 1. So we'll be able to get another item here. Should I get the chest piece? What do you think? I think so. Oh, I got a Pioneer's Cape for playing this game. I'm assuming the Pioneer's Cape is for playing the game at the launch. Or not playing the game, but like that you get it. You get this for it being in early access and playing it. Also, for those of you who are interested in the game, it is available on Steam right now. It's on the Steam Spring Sale. I'm like, do I cook potato? I kind of want to cook potato. Okay. See, it's raining. I feel... What is that? Cure disease? What is this? Plant cure required? Oh. What? Excuse me. I need a plant cure. I'm not poisoned. Oh, goody. Eat. Rude. I was not prepared. You hurt my house. Can you even see me? I'm taking a nap. Okay. I think I freaked out and left the camera. Good. Now my stuff is poisoned. I've got no cure. Plant cure? Plant cure? No. Hopefully if we make one, then they'll give us a new spell. No. I was really hoping. I need to cure the disease. Well, that's a problem. I thought I saw that I got the ability to build a weapon. But I don't... Or a bow or something. But I don't see the... Oh, unless it's on the other table. Hang on. There was a table that we... Actually, hang on. Before we do anything... Cookware? Okay, we got walls. Really? That's our window? Lots of different roofs. Regular beams. Can I please have the plant cure game? Okay, we have a fletching bench now that we can make, and I'm assuming that's what we need for making a bow and arrow. No, 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 no. Oh, goodness. But I want to pick this up. All right, chat, help me. How do I pick up things that I've dropped on the ground? I want to put this in a building. Ah, heck. I did not realize that. What? So many weeds. Isn't it empty? Yeah, it's poisoned. It needs to be cured. But I don't actually know how to. I'm getting scared. An oak tree. There's a lot of guys. I'm wondering if like the area changes, like there's some things that as you stay in one area get like the world kind of like levels up. Okay, whew. I was worried. I thought that maybe it was possible. Hopefully it doesn't know I'm here. I feel like it would probably know that I'm here. But, yeah. Okay, it looks like I can still get potatoes and all these other things again. Do you recognize this song because you played this game? Okay. Bam! Thank you, Pony. I am wanting to know if it's possible, if anybody happens to know, is it possible to pick up crafting benches and crafting tables and the other things? And if so, how? I think I'm gonna have to go beat up a cow. Because I need to see whether or not the cows respawn. Oh god, now I've got the chicken too. Okay, so we have raw farm meat, and we can probably drop the bag, the hat thing, and this. And we can probably eat this. And I think we're good now. Click your mouse wheel. It does not seem to... Oh, in build mode. Do I have to have the crafting table? Oh, okay. I see. I see. I see now. Yes, 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 yes. No, see, maybe I don't want to put that there. It lets me put the crafting bench everywhere. Doesn't yell at me for that. Oh wait, that was a fletching table that I disassembled. Okay, now we can build a bow. Put it right at the top of the stairs so you can flex on the second floor by making it unusable. Yeah, thank you all for your help with moving everything. I've figured it out now. So now we need a stone range, which requires, again, more logs. Because, of course, it does. And a tannery. So, again, both of those use logs. So back to chopping wood again. Well, see, now there's more cows over there. Somehow we went from, like, 1 cow to, like, 4. See, I've been on this quest to, like, hunt a deer, but I'm not doing a very good job of it. And then I got attacked by a dragon. A poison dragon, so it wasn't even, like, a regular dragon. I do like the fact that this one's not rolling around into the water. Oh, bam. I wonder if I'm getting heavy from all the stuff that I'm carrying. Still growing. Still wet. It would be so handy to be able to suck things up into an inventory. IRL. Yes. I agree. Just like infinite pockets, right? Okay, so we need a stove range. So a sturdy pot over a campfire that can be used to combine ingredients. See, it doesn't say that this has to be... Oh, requires shelter. Okay, I see. So, yeah. Oh, that allows you to run faster, evade better. Red berry roast rat. Oh, goody. Meat stew. Steak and eggs. Oh, yo. Vegetable soup. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Very common convenience power in isekai light novels. What, like a bag of holding, basically? Oh no. I need more animal bones. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna go beat up a cow again. I really need to craft... Actually, I really need to craft a chest. Am I hearing things? Do 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 do. Wait, what? Why not? Is there only one allowed per house or what? Animal hide scraps. Oh, no. Coarse animal fur. Something like an inventory skill that lets people store items magically. Seeds. Seeds. Not seeds. Okay, so I'm assuming that I just roast everything because then the cooked food changes. You can combine it with other things. Yo, have a good night, Pony. All right. What do we need? To go beat up a cow, I guess. Wait, weren't there cows over here? Maybe the cows went away because it's nighttime. Excuse me. Why? Why was collecting that so hard? Get up, the dragons aren't gonna slay themselves. Listen, I'm currently... What is going on? Why is it so foggy? There's a lot of rats out here. Oh my god. Okay. It's looking awfully dangerous outside. Cows! Something is coming to attack me. Man, I just emptied that. I'm looking for animal bones, but I'm pretty sure I could only get animal bones from you. I'm so sorry, cow. I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I do find it funny that you have filthy rats and sickness that must be purged, and they aren't even related. Yes. I'm hoping that I can now, yes, harvest some stuff. And hopefully this will level up my farming. Oh, wow, look, they're so pretty. Leveled up my farming to level 4. And now to level 5. And now to level 6. Can be watered. Okay. There was a tutorial that popped up in the oh, nice. Oh, the cooking range. Nice. Sakura, she goes after the cows. This shall be a mercy. Okay, so we need animal bones. No, though. I don't want that. I need the animal bones for my crafting thing. Oh, a rain catcher. Okay, I definitely want this. Because if I have those, then I'll be able to drink it, hopefully. Animal bones. Oh, no, it's plant fiber stuff. This stuff. I'm losing my mind, apparently. Alright, we got one plant cure. There we go. A hair on my face. No, it died! Grumble, 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 grumble. All right, we're gonna put, we gotta start cooking everything. We must be planted in a pot. So there's 3. Okay, that one's fully done. Put that there, put that there, put that there. No rats. So I'm assuming then the water is poisoned from an external source. If the rainwater is fine, but the plant, like the water in the river here, is not. I am leveling up so many skills. I should look at my skills menu. So the maximum is 99. All right. I probably should wrap up pretty soon because I'm starting to get sleepy and I have to be awake a little earlier because I have to set up the stream for the charity event happening tomorrow. Tomorrow is the Randomizer for Good charity marathon. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I really am very curious to see how things go. I spent a lot of time just like building stuff and trying to get a sustainable food source. it like having the house here is great. The sustainable food source was kind of my major worry. And it seems like now that we've got farming, it should be okay, especially because it looks like as we level up, we get a larger percentage chance to get our food back from the from this, like the seeds and stuff. So yeah, the one thing I'm not sure about is if I'm going to be able to breed animals, and if so, it'll be nice to have something. Yeah. Well, obviously, you know, that's something that I'll learn along the way. But yeah, let's see if we can find somebody to raid.